Should be pretty brief. I'm just gonna go over today's price action and the trade I took. Good, here it is. Yeah, I'll try to keep it quick for you guys. You guys may notice that I have my indicators on. Um, I don't have this one on, but I have the two of the new ones that I made on that I like. This last one I would have on, but meh, it isn't really working, so I can workshop that at another time, but I'm not really feeling like doing it right now. Otherwise, let's get to it. Um, right off open, this is what I was most interested in. I was bullish. I saw us hitting this liquidity and then reversing or just going straight for this liquidity. One thing that you may notice is on the hourly, it's technically, I guess, not really on the hourly. I don't really know how you want to say it, but this new day opening gap, right here. This was a massive liquidity void that I was like, oh my God, of course we're going to come up and fill this. And I was proven wrong again. We like tapped into it in pre-market and then never revisited it again. I was like, I don't know what the hell's up with that. But then there's a bunch of highs up here and we were already bullish. So I was like, oh, this would be great. This like we'll fill this, then we'll go into this. That didn't happen. As usual, my like outlook before open is seems to be wrong again and again, which is impressive. But I adapted pretty quick, so it wasn't a big deal. There was this sell side liquidity sweep of this low and this low and this low, all hourly lows. As you can see over here, these are the hourly lows that it took out. The main thing that I was looking for was on the 5 minute, right as those lows were swept on this candle. There's a discrepancy between the first derivative and second derivative. This happens at 9:35. So at the open of 9:40, like I saw this candle close and I was like, okay, great. So I can expect price to move lower off of these swept lows and we're just going to be bearish on the day. So, but I didn't really notice this until like right as it was happening. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta catch up. So then like the first thing that I drew out was this. There's like a 1 minute order block. And then the next thing I did was like as I drew this out, price was moving up and I just entered. I didn't like this was the one thing that I like screwed up. Actually, one of the two things that I screwed up, this being the first one. I enter like a little bit above the close of this candle and I put my stops right here. That should have been like 20 contracts. I put in five. I put in five. Ugh, put in five contracts. Made me a little mad. I'm not gonna lie. And then like I was so caught up in like watching the trade and seeing how it was progressing, and I got like scared here that I was like, I'm not gonna. I wasn't even thinking about adding more contracts. It was like I don't know, I just wasn't even thinking about it. And then, so this was where that discrepancy happened. So I'm gonna get rid of this line. Just think of it, the 5 minute closed up here, and then I had that entry on because of the discrepancy. So I'd entered, and then what you'll notice is I aimed for oh my God, my target was wait, where the hell are we? Ah, yes, was this previous high right here. Like I was like, most likely we'll at least go to this previous high, like that makes sense. And then I like got concerned because I was like, oh my God, we're filling a fair value gap. Oh, that's not good. And so what you'll see is I'll show you with my entries and exits here in a second. But sorry, still getting over this cold thing. So I took partials. I took like two contracts out of the five at this 50% level, which is like 250 bucks of the five contracts. And then I carried the rest down to this previous high. So it was a pretty solid trade actually. Like all in all, it was a really solid trade. It was a really solid day. I made like 1% is like $1,000. It was pretty chill. Not a huge day. Also didn't lose anything, so that was good. But the second thing that I messed up that I wish I would have seen was that on the hourly, we were bearish, obviously, because we had like freshly taken out lows. Oh my God. Right here, we had just freshly taken out lows right here. So we were bearish on the 1 hour. And if you look at the 4 hour, we were also bearish on the 4 hour. And so on the daily was the only thing we were bullish on. So I should have been like, oh, we're just gonna go for a daily retrace, which would have been down to this order block, which if you look on this daily order block, we literally come down and hit the mean reversion of this order block like perfectly. And if you do the entire candle, it was like to the tick, like maybe a couple ticks below. But I typically do the body, just habit. Um, from, you know, training with ICT. It's kind of just habit. But anyways, yeah, that like just kind of blew me away that I missed the opportunity that I should have been looking at the daily for a daily retracement because the hourly and 4 hour switched to bearish. Anyways, it was a thing. It was a thing. I was like, you know, I should have seen that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, overall, it was a good day. I'll go ahead and turn on my entries so you guys can see these, and then we'll go over my balance so that you guys get the gist. Oh, it's because I am not connected to paper trading. Here we are. Yep. Centered for 5 contracts right there. So yeah, just above, like I said. And then I closed 2 contracts, like I said, at at the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. And then um I must have based off of a different previous high. What previous high did I base it off of? I did base it off of a previous high. I just clearly don't know which one. Oh, it was this one. It's all the way out here. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was that one. So we come down, we hit it like perfectly, and I closed out some more of my position right there. Or I guess the rest of my position, the last 3 contracts. And then I wish I would have just held a tight stop loss on every swing high on the 1 minute, and I would have carried it all the way down here before we got this big candle at like what 10:27. That would have stopped me out. But it is what it is. I definitely should have been, looking at the bigger picture of like, oh, we're bearish on the 1 hour and 4 hour. Are we bearish on the daily? No, so it probably means we're going for a daily retracement. It's like pretty sound logic, but it didn't work out that way. So, God, this table's squeaky. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoy. Oh, wait, we'll look at my paper trading balance. Here. That was that first trade I took out, which was 240 bucks. I said 250, but roughly the same. And then 800 on that last one for about 1,000 on the day. So making up for losses earlier this week, which is awesome. So yeah, net positive on the week, which is pretty sweet. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Just because we're net positive on the week, I'll try to be, and we have PPI tomorrow, so I'll try to be as like a little conservative, I guess, because we had all those losses last week. So what we're like 1,000, we were at like 1,000-ish here, and then we lost 700. So we're up a little over 1% this week. We'll see if I can't get a trade in. But we'll try to be conservative. But yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. I hope you had a good day trading. If you enjoyed, let me know. Have a good rest of your day and good trading. Thanks for watching.